I was a 16-year-old girl watching Champions League games, and I really wanted to be like the guy that ran on the field. I was lucky. I knew what I wanted to do at 16. There was nobody else doing it. The best thing about my work is probably that I get to do what I really love every day, and that it's exciting and there's always something new happening. So it's very different from a 9-to-5 job, and I guess that's what I find most exciting about it. One thing I would like to say is football has to be about results. And this is important as a medical team as well. It is important. We're often very isolated as medical professionals. In football, we work under very unique circumstances in a very unique environment. We still need to look at our results. We're medical professionals. We should be looking at our practice constantly and evolving with it. I think the biggest challenge is maintaining ongoing communication between all parties. We have a big media department, we have the management to deal with, we have all the players. So I think, and obviously there are a huge number of players, and you need to keep tabs on all of them. So I think that's the biggest challenge, but also part of the excitement of it. How everything comes together and works to produce the result that you want at the end. Of course, lots of advantages for working with a big team like Chelsea, and I'm sure all the Champions League teams can boast of the same thing. We have access to the most talented medical specialists in the world if we need them. Most of the time the players will stay with us and will be under our guidance. However, of course, it doesn't sound the same when you say you're calling from Chelsea Football Club as you're calling from some clinic, and the funding is there to support it. I used to work in emergency departments, and of course there's a different pressure there, where it's life and death, and I think that's really helped me sort of deal with the pressure that I deal with now. And I wouldn't say it's any different. I say it's different, but it's not any less pressure. It's just a different kind of pressure. But certainly you feel it, of course. There are all occasions when I think if you don't feel the pressure, you're not doing your job properly. Mainly Asian countries, mainly Arab women, some European women, saying they want to do what I'm doing. How did I get there? This is 80% of my fan mail. Women want to be leaders. We just put them off as they go along. I think in every program I've ever watched in my life, the woman, the female doctor specifically, is either hypersexualized, she gets off with Tom Cruise and it's all happy endings, or she's not present, or she's a lesbian. So these is what young girls, what I grew up with, as a perception of what a female doctor was. This needs to change. There need to be ass-kicking women that are not behaving like men, but are doing a really good job, that really save the day. That is not getting off with Tom Cruise. I think women are discouraged from a young age. I think as a male, you can sort of basically aspire to having a successful professional life and also having a satisfying personal life, and that's the message that young men receive. I don't think women receive the same message. They're told that if they want both, at best it's going to be difficult, at worst it's going to be a disaster, and it's not going to work. So I think we need to change that message where it is possible. We don't discourage people. 80–90% of the fan mail I receive is from young women wanting to know how to do what I do. So I think that women are interested in doing these roles. I think it's our job now to not discourage them and to actually say, yeah, it is possible, and not only is it possible, but your presence will actually improve results within a working environment. I think diversity is proven to work in the business world, and I think medicine has mirrored that in the hospital environment, but is yet to do that in football.
What is the key to be a successful medical team?
Communication. I think, of course, you've got to have your knowledge base. Of course, you've got to keep up to date with the new treatments and techniques. And of course, you've got to exchange information with colleagues. But I think maintaining communication with those colleagues and the players and the management is the most important thing.